Hey, hi all. Welcome back to BRR Knowledge Center. So in this session, we're going to see like what are all the components of TypeScript. So if you look at earlier sessions, we had discussions on the introduction part of TypeScript and the history of TypeScript and the editors of TypeScript we have discussed. So in this session, we'll just look at the components of TypeScript, or else we can say the architecture of TypeScript. So when you start learning TypeScript, so what are all the components are comes under the picture, and what are all the compilers and other services are comes into the picture and execute your TypeScript. Okay. So when it comes to TypeScript, so we have three components like language, TypeScript compiler, and TypeScript language services. So we basically have three components. Okay. So if you want to me explain on that, so I'll tell you that. So there are, or TypeScript is internally divided into three main layers or components. Okay. The first one is language. Second one is TypeScript compiler. This is the compiler where it compiles your code. And last one is TypeScript language, TypeScript language services. So what is this TypeScript language? So the TypeScript language consists of like different elements as part of TypeScript, like syntax, keywords, and type annotations. That means like how you are writing this TypeScript program are going to be, comprised this language layer. So which basically consists of or comprises elements like syntax of TypeScript, keywords of TypeScript, and type annotation. Okay. So when it comes to TypeScript compiler, right? This TypeScript compiler is going to transform the TypeScript program equivalent to its JavaScript code. So as I said, like TypeScript is the super, right? The JavaScript or superscript to the JavaScript, right? Superset of the JavaScript. So when you compile this TypeScript, then it is going to be converted to JavaScript code again. So even though you saved with the extension .ts, and when you compile this TypeScript program using TypeScript compiler like TSC or TCS, sorry, it is going to, right? TSC is the TypeScript compiler name. Okay, TSC. It is going to convert or transform the TypeScript program equivalents to its JavaScript. Okay, so this TypeScript component, right, basically having TypeScript compiler is the second layer. So when it comes to third one, TypeScript language services. So we have different services as part of TypeScript. Let us take an example. TypeScript component supports editors like formatting of code, outlining or colorization, statement completion, signature, etc. Right? So when it comes to this language services, so we have different services can be used as part of TypeScript. Okay. So as I already mentioned that browser does not support the execution of TypeScript code directly. So the program has to be converted to JavaScript. And to convert that, we have to use TypeScript compiler. Okay. So this TypeScript compiler is going to be convert this TypeScript to JavaScript. And coming to the last one, the language services. The language services provides information which helps editors and other tools to give better assistance, such as formatting or automated refactoring and intelligence. It exposes an additional layer around the core compiler pipeline. So this, TypeScript language services supports some standard typical editor operations, as I mentioned, code formatting and outlining, colorization, statement completion, etc. Okay, so when it comes to here, the language basically consists of it consists of elements like syntax, keywords, and type annotations. When it comes to TypeScript compiler, it transforms the TypeScript program into its JavaScript equivalent code. Okay. Example, if I write a program main.ts, my TCS TypeScript compiler is going to convert as main.js. Okay. And the next one is TypeScript language services. So as I said, like this language service provides information which helps editors wherever you are writing the TypeScript program like Visual Studio Coder or Vim or the even normal notepad also can be used as part of writing a program, correct? So you can use any the uh, editor wherein you just write your TypeScript program. So that can be finally saved with .ts, right? So if you look at Eclipse or Vim, like or Sublime or Notepad plus plus, anything, there are so many editors we have in it. So any editor can be used, right? If you wanted to use Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio Editor ID or Eclipse or Vim, Sublime, Notepad, Notepad plus plus, anything can be used as per TypeScript, right? So you can use any editor and start writing a TypeScript program. Okay, and then save it. So when it comes to this TypeScript language services component, it is going to provide information which helps editors and other tools to give better assistance feature, such as automated refactoring, okay, or the intelligence. So these features can be right automatically arose because of TypeScript language services. So this language consists of different elements as like syntax and keywords and annotations. This TypeScript compiler can transforms your TypeScript to equivalent JavaScript because browser directly won't execute your TypeScript, right? So when we compile this TypeScript, it is going to be converted to .js, and that JS is going to be executed, right, and then display the result. So when coming to the TypeScript language services component, it provides information which helps the editors to assist in refactoring and intelligence, automated refactoring of code or intelligence. It exposes an additional layer around the core compiler pipeline. Okay, so it supports basically when it comes to the features it provides some standard typical editor operations, some standard typical operations like code formatting and outlining and colorization if you want to change, right? Statement completion, etc. So So these are the some standard typical operations providing by TypeScript language services. So basically, this TypeScript consists of three components. One is language, which basically initiate like developers to start writing program based on syntax and the keywords. And other component is TypeScript compiler, which helps to transform TypeScript to JavaScript so that we can directly execute on any browser which supports JavaScript. Last one is TypeScript language services, where it provides some information or helps to the editors to assist, right? Intelligence and auto refactoring. Also, it provides some basic typical, operations like code formatting and outlining on colorization, statement completion, etc. So these are the, three components of TypeScript we have inside of TypeScript. Okay. So when I say like, what are the components inside of TypeScript? So we have to tell about these three components here: language, TypeScript compiler, and TypeScript language services. Okay. So I hope you understood the components of, TypeScript, and we'll see like how we install this TypeScript and then how we start writing a program in TypeScript in the coming sessions. Okay. Thank you.